in the Discord. Hello, everyone in the call. And hello, joining in here, Binance Live or YouTube. Welcome. So, first of all, my name is Alex. I am working at the HackSecret Foundation as a developer relations engineer for YouTube. Welcome. And we're part of and organizing HackSecret for. I am working at the HackSecret Foundation as a developer relations engineer. Most of you who've already been here and have joined HackSecret, for those who haven't, HackSecret 4 is essentially a completely secret network-centric hackathon that the goal of it is to build dApps using decentralized confidential computing, so DCC. Our whole stack is operating on a lot of chains, including Ethereum, EVM-based chains, Solana, and of course, we are also a Cosmos SDK-based chain. So, before we get started with this, I will just get some very broad schedule of how this hackathon is going to start and when it's going to end. So kickoff is today, and the end of the hackathon will be in exactly 1 month at 16 or 4 p.m. UTC. In between, we're going to have a lot of either office hours or workshops. It might also be the case that we might switch out some office hours with another workshop for you. So we have a lot of interesting stuff, how to natively deploy stuff on Secret, then using cross-chain confidential computing on EVM, IBC, and Solana. And we also might have some guest appearances from other dApps, that deploy on Secret Network. So yeah. This is our rough schedule, so we're going to have a lot of workshops. For more information, please head to dorahacks.io/hackathon/HackSecret4. Or you can just go on DoraHacks and also look at the hackathons, and you will find us out there. So we will have about 1 month. The total prize pool will be around $12,000, split up between mainly Secret, because we're organizing this the hackathon and are giving the main prizes. And we also have a very good collaboration with Say. Say is a Cosmos SDK based L1, which provides you EVM and Cosmos virtual machines all bundled together with an extremely fast block time, which is 400 milliseconds, made to enhance and drive financial DeFi quite hard in this space. So we're gonna have mainly two things, which is we're gonna have mainly two tracks for our hackathon, which is, first of all, it's a cross-chain dApp track, and it's also a native Secret dApp track. And let me go explain what that means. So a cross-chain dApp track means which counts for essentially all dApps that are built on other blockchains, but that use Secret Network's confidential computing layer. Secret Network's confidential computing layer is a very extensive set of, cross-chain solutions, including bridging, including examples that allows basically everyone who wants to build cross-chain confidential dApps to use our toolkits and to use our cross-chain bridges. And the idea behind it is to empower basically everyone who's not natively deploying on Secret to enjoy as much confidentiality as they can. So for example, we have a dApp that stores encrypted data on Polygon or Solana, and the idea behind it is that you can use Secret Network essentially to store these encrypted data on Secret, and then you can access it later on, like on Polygon or Solana afterwards. So the idea behind it is you use Secret to enhance your dApp on your native chain using confidential computing. And the good thing is, and we did a collaboration with Say, and our collaboration with Say gives us a 5K bounty in Say tokens, which is, simply put, you create a cross-chain app that is built on Say and that uses Secret Network's confidential computing layer. So we're basically, for this bounty, you need to use Say in conjunction with Secret together, using our confidential computing layer toolkits. For this, we have a bunch of links, which I will also point to you afterwards. So we have a lot of very vast developer resources for you. We also have a lot of examples which I go later. So these are the two cross-chain dApp tracks, our main track, and then also we have a say bounty. So up to 5,000 say up for grabs. And of course, we will, for our native CosmWasm developers, really love to code CosmWasm and to also love to deploy it natively on Secret, which is, to be honest, is probably the best thing that I would recommend if you're planning, trying to gather some ideas and see, well, do I want some cross-chain deployment or not? I would definitely recommend trying to do something natively on Secret, because you're going to have like the best experience of using confidentiality in the blockchain. Of course, if not, feel free to use the cross-chain dApp track, which has a lot of the nice capabilities. But if you want to really go to the fullest and really, use it as much as you can, try to go into native Secret. Try it out, give it a go. It's all written in CosmWasm, which is essentially all done in Rust. So if you have some experience with that, feel free to jump in. If you don't have experience with Rust and just want to try it out, we will have some workshops for this as well to just help you out. And of course, we will also support you all along the way. So for native dApp track, the only stipulation is that it's built natively on Secret Network. And since Secret Networks has a privacy by default design or / confidential by default design, so using this, you will probably have the best experience for a user to have confidential data all the way, from inputs to outputs to encrypted states. So in our case, for example, we could build a messaging dApp using HackSecret smart contracts. So yeah, our total prices are at around $12,000, 35,000 Secret, and $5,000 in say tokens for the bounty. And I just want to point out basically that Secret Network and its affiliates reserve our right to just withhold prices in our discretion if submissions do not meet the competition standards, which means that we're only gonna award prizes to projects that really made an effort to make a good dApp. So for our requirements for submission, I would just point you to them. These are like the usual ones which you would expect for a hackathon. So some good documentation, some demo, being open source, of course, and have some description of what your dApp is actually doing. So we will, of course, check if everything's compiled correctly, and check if the dApp is, of course, original. But for more details, you can, of course, just go through that. And also, all builds are, of course, submitted only via DoraHacks to track them. So for our judging criteria, we're gonna have like a little bit of a lot more details. Essentially, we're gonna do an initial review, then we're gonna do a presentation with the finalists, and then we're gonna select the winners. We will probably go through on this stuff, but probably in the last stage, not at the start. So we're gonna also have like several office hours, which we will go through this. So that's not really the most important thing for the start for you. Most important for you is first get a good idea, gather a team, and then get going. So yeah, for inspiration, basically, what you can use for the resources is we have a lot of resources in our documentation. So we just we can jump right into our docs. And as you can see, there's a lot of stuff that you can go on. You can go to native development. You can use our confidential computing net to go cross-chain be on IBC in the Cosmos ecosystem. Do it via on EVM chains using Secret Path, using Axelar GMP, or also on Solana right now. So we're also supporting Solana for this hackathon, which wasn't available the last time. So if you're a Solana developer and want to jump into this, there's your chance. So yeah, we have a lot of just resources for conventional computing on all major chains, EVM, IBC in the Cosmos ecosystem, and Solana. We have a lot of hands-on examples on how to use random numbers on EVM, with hands-on tutorials on how to use it. If there's questions for this stuff, you can of course just contact me on Discord, or you can just head to the or DoraHacks or on the Telegram, essentially wherever you just get a hold of us. We'll always be here for you for questions and basically everything else, just technical wise. Exactly. So we also have another bunch of cool stuff to do. So you can use it to encrypt EVM messages. We have a full stack cross-chain tutorials. We have a lot of tutorials going also just, on how to use reference contracts. Also, of course, on how to use it using Say. So if you're trying to snipe the Say bounty and want to get a hold of that bounty, please head to their documentation. And they also have a very, very good documentation about basically everything. What Say also allows you, by the way, is to use COSM, WASM, and EVM together with each other. So you're able to use pointer contracts, which point you from COSM, WASM to EVM, and from EVM to COSM, WASM. So you can basically make use of both contracts at the same, both languages and both kind of systems at the same time. So definitely head to the Say docs if you want to get a hold of the bounty. And of course, we have our developer Discord here and our developer Telegram here. So if you have questions, please head to the developer Telegram and the developer Discord, or try to DM us if you already know our DMs. And just ask us. We're really happy to help you out. So also we've compiled a list of some nice example project ideas. Feel free to use them. We will definitely, these are like projects that we highly encourage to do, which means that we'll definitely get a sort of, let's say, a bit higher prioritization for the for projects, which, for example, is HackSecret, so an app that allows to just reveal selective information using query permits. Then we have secret event passes. So, for example, an NFT that evolves using GPS coordinates. For example, vote bribery using secret, so to have like private vote bribery in Cosmos. Also, just private voting, sealed bid auction for NFTs. How to showcase SNP52 push notifications, which means it's essentially push notifications, but in a private manner. On how to do it, there's a very, very extensive documentation by one of our best developers in the ecosystem, which is really good. So please check that out and see if you want to do something like this, because that's quite a nice one if you're using an on-chain game. Then you can also build out an NFP, which is called non-fungible program. It's actually a very nice paper, also written by one of the best devs in the ecosystem. And essentially, these provide you full private, full stack applications. So the whole code is essentially stored on chain. So you can be sure that the stuff, that the chain itself holds this code, including the whole user front end. So if you want to check that out, definitely give this a go if you want to. This is a really interesting project, and this can really give you a lot of interesting, I'd say, use cases that you didn't think about before, because you don't need any front end hosting except the chain. Then what we also want to see, and what we also highly encourage, is maybe to explore confidential NFTs using with real world assets. So using real world assets would allow you, and using commercial NFTs could allow you to essentially do, transact using, whatever real world asset you would like to do. Essentially, maybe we were thinking about, like, of course, in a very broad sense, could be title deeds, could be card titles, whatever, and just exploring the idea on how to use real world assets using confidential NFTs to hide the original owner of the NFT. And then lastly, we're also thinking about DeFi dApps to essentially fork off in existing project, and maybe tinker around a bit, see if there's like interesting curves you might want to get to, or interesting, maybe making some concentrated liquidity pools. So there's a lot of interesting stuff that you could potentially do using DeFi on Secret, because you're not able to see the positions if needed. Exactly. So these are like some of our ideas that we're kind of thinking about. Of course, if you have more ideas or something, other interesting stuff, please do so. This is just an example project. This is just example projects that we kind of thought that really would make sense to build on Secret, because it hasn't built Secret, mainly because these haven't been built before. So we highly encourage people to and participants, hacker participants, to just make sure that you might take a look at these first. Exactly. So this is mainly our whole whole idea. Of course, this is how you're going to submit your project. Just follow the guide. It's really, really intuitive and simple. If you have questions, of course, please feel free to ask us. And as I've already seen, we got a bunch of hackers for here already. So we are always encouraging, of course, new ones to come. And we'll probably get some more during the next days. So yeah, that's it from my side. Is there questions? Any questions right now? Or we can also just wait another 2 or 3 minutes if something else comes up. In the meantime, I could actually show you something that we have built on the last hackathon, because there has been a lot of super interesting projects that have been built in the last 2 hackathons, HackSecret 2 and HackSecret 4 and HackSecret 3. So yeah, there's a lot of interesting projects that have been built using this, and also some projects have been, becoming a reality after the hackathon, which is quite nice.
Hey Alex, I did have a question.
Of course, yeah.
Hey, so are we able to submit, say, like iterations of existing, like, I guess, previous hackathons projects? Like if we added more features and we
didn't. Very good point. We didn't specifically deny these. Usually I would say the following. I wouldn't discourage this. So you can definitely, submit something that you already submitted before, but there has to be a very distinct, description basically on how this has actually been, what is actually new, what is actually old. And even then I would, say it's probably not as, high up the ranks as as a completely new project, I'd say.
Got it. Cool.
So you can definitely do it, but it's, there has to be very strict rules about this. Right? I would say if you do it, then describe very in detail where your new changes are and whatnot. And then the question is, of course, we're just gonna judge it based on the changes that you made, not on the whole data, because otherwise it just would be a bit unfair, maybe. But it really depends on a single case. So I definitely wouldn't, just rule it out categorically.
But I take this opportunity just to try something new. Thank you.
Yeah. I would definitely encourage that. Just try something new, something interesting that you haven't done before. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. The idea behind it is you really just, give it some idea. Yeah.
Cool. Thanks.
Yep. Any more questions?
Yes, I have a question.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Yes, I would like to know about your blockchain, secret network blockchain. This blockchain is only private. You cannot have some part of your data in a smart contract open to everybody. It's everything. It's private and encrypted.
Yes, if you want to. So the beauty of it is, the contract is private by default. But what you as a developer can decide is the following. So you can, of course, build in functions into the contract that allows, data to be openly shared. So what you can do is you can basically think of it as like a slider between, you have everything public and you have everything private. So for example, you could potentially have some, or this is a very good example that we have. For example, we have secret tokens, which are called SNPs, SNP20 tokens. Essentially, think about it as an ERC20 token, but just in a private, confidential manner. And these SNP tokens allow you to confidentially transact, tokens between parties. And the beauty of it is that you still have some public information if you want. So, for example, you can always, retrieve data. You as a user can always retrieve your data that you own. But of course, there's some information that are always public. For example, the total supply of the whole token is public. So there's a lot of ways that a confidential contract can potentially have some publicly available data. Really depends on what you as a developer wants to do, and the rest of it is confidential. That's really up to you and how you basically want to program it, code it. Does it answer the question, or was this a bit different?
Yeah, yes, it's yes. I have more questions, but I will think about it. Thank you.
Awesome. If you have more questions, please just ask us in Telegram chat, or just come to the office hours, or just ask us in Telegram. So we're really happy to answer more questions later on.
Yes, thank you.
Sure. Anything else? Any more questions about the hackathon? Just go back to the page there. Anything more questions? I mean, just doesn't even have to relate to the hackathon right now. Just maybe about directly about Secret. If you want to, if you have some questions on this, of course, also happy to answer that as well, since we're already here. Okay, let me put up the schedule again. Also, I want to, of course, point out that our first hackathon workshop will also actually be held tomorrow. So tomorrow at 4 p.m. UTC. So make sure to check that out tomorrow. That's going to be mainly a workshop, just covering on how to create a small dApp on Secrets and deploy it on Secrets. So we also have an event prepared already. So make sure to check that out. If you don't know how to do it yet, go check that out. Exactly. Any more questions? Just in general, maybe about the schedule, maybe about something else.
Hey, so great intro. On behalf of DoraHacks, I just wanted to say that we're super excited to support this hackathon and very curious about all the projects that will come out of this hackathon. Hopefully, we're gonna see a lot of new innovations using Secret. I'm very interested in seeing more like privacy-focused applications. So very excited about this hackathon.
Oh, awesome! Thank you. Yeah. Very much likewise. Secret is also very happy to always host their hackathons on DoraHacks. So it's been really good. And the last three hackathons have been really amazing since we hosted them. Yeah, thanks a lot. Okay, I think that kind of concludes this introduction call. So if there is nothing else, I would probably just conclude the call today. So we're not going to have a dev call today, really. But I mean, if there's something urgent or something interesting during the week, we can always of course, discuss it in Telegram or whatever. Our next normal dev call will just be next week, so nothing else will change in that regard. And I hope to see you tomorrow all in the workshop. Sean Rad is going to mainly hold this workshop, so I'm just going to be there probably, but not actively talking. But of course, if there's more questions about anything basically regarding the hackathon, just hit us up on Discord, on Telegram. Yeah. So thanks a lot for coming today, and we will have a whole month of hacking. Thanks, guys. Okay, so I will just for the next procedure, I would probably just stay another 5 minutes in the call personally. And if there's more questions aside from this, we can probably conclude the call today. Thank you.
you.